So emergency video because the recent reports have been saying that Endrick is going to be Real Madrid's new number 9. Now the thing is, this goes against the video I made previously where I said Gonzalo's gonna get the number 9, and that's because of unreliable sources, and especially with Spanish media. I mean, Spanish media, there's a lot of times they get things right, but there's a lot of times that they just say their own things, but at the end of the day, we don't know. It could be that Real Madrid changed their minds, but we don't know. But either way, the reason why I thought Gonzalo would have been perfect for the number 9 is that he embodies that number. He's a proper 9, a proper striker, can head you goals, can do all of these things as a proper 9. Now I had no problem with him getting that number. However, with Endrick getting it, I kind of understand it, and I will back up why they gave him the number 9. And it's because they invested a lot of money into him. Now they invested a lot into him. They invested 71 million euros into him. With the reports of him going on loan, it doesn't quite make sense, because why would they put so much money into him? He had a good season also in his first season. Why would they just suddenly loan him? Like, none of the reports made any sense in my opinion. Endrick is a useful player, very useful, and I think to Xabi Alonso, he's gonna be extremely useful, because I think we can see the most scariest version of Endrick under Xabi, because he offers so much. He can play right wing, he can play striker, he's left footed, he's so versatile, he has speed, he has skill moves, and he can finish. So I think he's perfect for a coach like Xabi Alonso, and we could seriously see a scary version of Endrick. So now with Endrick getting the 9, all the roads point to Gonzalo getting 16. Now with Gonzalo getting 16, I'm okay with it. It's not a huge deal, and for him to get his first number as a first team player, being number 16, it makes sense. And either way, the number won't change his performances. Matter of fact, I'll go even further to say, with Endrick getting the 9, that shows the backing of the Real Madrid board. Because basically the message they're giving with giving him the number 9 is they have a lot of trust in him. They know he's gonna be a future star for them, and therefore giving him this number, they know that he can live up to the expectations. They know that he likes pressure. He loves pressure. He likes to get the big numbers. He likes all the attention. And there's many times he thrives under the pressure, and there's many times that he actually falls under the pressure. And with a player with his mindset, I think he's actually perfect for this number. But the thing is, we are not going to see Endrick in action until late September. Now the thing is, we are not going to see Endrick play until late September, and that's because he's injured, still dealing with the injury. But it's gonna be very interesting to see how he performs under Xabi. And not just that, it's a matter of if he is going to even play, because we know there are 2 slots in the striker position. Now that kind of goes against what we saw today, in which against Leganes in a private friendly, this was the lineup Xabi played. You can see a front 3. So either Xabi is going against what he said previously, or he's just testing the waters. But if the 2 attackers is the option he's going with, it doesn't match up with the team. The way the team is structured, it is structured for a front 3, because we have about 9 attackers or 6 attackers. We have Vinny, we have Mbappe, we have Brahim Diaz, Gonzalo Garcia, Endrick, and Rodrigo. So you see, that is a lot of competition. And if one of them don't leave the club, let's just say Rodrigo stays, I think it's gonna be extremely tough for a player like Endrick to actually get some minutes. But moral of the story is, I don't think the squad numbers matter as much as we think, because many people are getting upset, including myself, that Mbappe got the number 10, and many people are celebrating and getting upset with Gonzalo getting the number 9. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It's all about the players' performances, because remember, even in the 3-peat era, we had players like Isco, who was a starter, playing in the Champions League finals, playing in all the big matches, and he had the shirt number of 22. And I'm just gonna throw a prediction out there. I think Endrick will become one of those great number 9s, and probably great strikers in Brazilian history. But when I say this, I don't mean instantly. I think it's gonna take time. I think you're gonna have to give him the next 5 years, next 6 years, or maybe even the next 10 years. Because remember, He's only 19 years of age, and a player like him still needs some more experience, similar to how we saw with Vinny, Rodrigo, in which they came to Real Madrid when they were 18, and over the years they slowly got into the starting 11, and now they are where they are both insane players and can start for any team in the world. And I think that same process is gonna happen with Endrick. But now we go on from Endrick and we're talking about another player. He's also a youngster, he's from the Castilla, and we made a previous video about him, I believe yesterday. Thiago Pitach, an insane academy player. He played a private friendly against Leganes, and he scored. Now I didn't see this goal, I don't know how it came about. It could have just been a tap-in, but what we do know is Mbappe assisted Pitach's goal, and I think this is massive. This is gonna now mean something huge in the squad. And we know that Xabi Alonso is not really a fan of Ceballos. Matter of fact, he wants Ceballos to leave the club. And to me, the perfect Ceballos replacement is Pitach, because they offer the same thing. They're the deep line playmakers. They're similar to Pedri, Vitinha, list goes on. But in order to listen to more of that on Pitach, you can watch the previous video on him. Not gonna speak too much on him. And then we go on to speak about Dienhausen. So the reports say that the club actually wants him to be the new number 4. Now the problem is, with him getting the possible number 4, Alba's gonna have to leave. Now I think Hausen will get the 4 by next season, when Alba officially leaves, because his contract will expire. And then I think Hausen's gonna be our number 4. So a great player, great future. And we move on now to speak about David Alaba, because in today's private friendly, he was used as a midfielder. He wasn't used as a defender, and honestly with Alaba, him as a midfielder, I can understand it. For Austria, and even sometimes for Bayern Munich, he was played outside of the left back position. He was played outside of the centre back position. He was played in attacking midfield, wearing the number 8 jersey for Austria. So I think Alaba, he has some midfield properties, he has good passing. And who knows what Xabi Alonso saw in that friendly, but maybe Alaba can be a midfield replacement. However, the team does need centre backs. So people may be rejoicing about Alaba being in the midfield. I'm gonna say the team also needs centre backs, and Alaba is a good centre back. We saw Xabi Alonso use the front three of Vinny Jr. at right wing, Gonzalo and Kylian Mbappe. With him making this decision to play them again, it's honestly confusing, because against PSG, they played badly. And when I think about this Leganes match, I didn't watch it, nobody could watch it, but I can imagine in my head that Mbappe probably wasn't pressing. And I mean, that is something he has to work on. But that's my thoughts on Endrick getting the number 9. But if you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace.